Hi, Jill here, Special Needs Mom Talks. Well, I had a conversation today that was great, but there was one piece of it that kind of got me thinking about special needs parents and how easily it is to fall into the pit of bad mom, bad parent, and go on a self-hating, drug-induced crazy adventure. I was talking with someone who has a family member that works closely with special needs individuals as in their job. And he was mentioning how I would be considered one of the good parents because I'm very actively involved in advocating and knowing what's going on with my adult children with special needs. And I chose to share with him the fact that I wasn't always on top of everything because he was mentioning that this family member had worked with families where the parents were just not supportive and they were, using the kids' medications for themselves. And I was like, oh, I did that. And I had to go through 2 bouts of rehab to get past that. But I also know that at the time that that happened, I was in cycles of trauma. I was not dealing with what was going on medically with I hadn't accepted it. I hadn't grieved. I hadn't processed. So I was spinning in cycles of trauma and using their medications at times for myself. Not very fun to admit on camera. And I was probably one of those parents that might have been reported or a bad parent. I was lucky that didn't happen. It was close to happening. In fact, yeah, it kind of happened, but fortunately, I was able to get the help I needed to get back on my feet and be the quote unquote good parent or better parent. But my heart is there with y'all who are just, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You might as well get a thrill while you can and reach for the pharmaceuticals that your kids are taking because, hey, you want to know what it feels like. And hey, you might get a buzz and you might be able to escape in place for a little while because you're really unable to, a lot of times, just get away from very intense situations. You're living with it 24/7 and it wears you down. So I'm sharing this on behalf of any and all parents that have special needs parents and others that have thought of themselves as the bad parent, the viper from hell that has damaged not only themselves but their children, which is like this unforgivable thing in our society. And people do come back. People come back from this and they have to walk through life and live with stuff that they did. And that's not easy. The way our society holds you, kind of with the scarlet letter or whatnot in some sense. So I'm just sharing that here. Not really a fun one to share, but yeah, that came up today. And I'm really glad that I was able to climb out. And I just don't want to just know that a lot of times we're set up for these types of experiences. I feel like we're often set up to fail, the whole collective, the whole family in many ways. It's really hard to navigate sometimes, and that's not for everybody. So just speaking to a certain population. Over and out. Love ya.